There is only one Judy Woodruff.
A trailblazer, a journalistic icon who has covered every presidential election since 1976.
The leading broadcast journalist for decades.
And that's a NewsHour for tonight. I'm Judy Woodruff.
I'm Judy Woodruff.
She's done it longer and better than anyone I know.
She is graceful, she is determined.
She is a relentless champion for public media.
I can't count the number of times I've seen her get off a plane from a reporting trip or a PBS station event and race into the studio with just minutes to go before we go on the air. After all of that, anchoring the program, she'll be the last person to leave the building with bags stuffed with reading material for overnight. That is my forever image of Judy Woodruff.
Journalism to me has been such a gift to be able to report on the stories that matter most in the lives of the American people. I actually started out being interested in politics and government and wanting to work in Washington, starting high school when John F. Kennedy was elected president, and he said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." And I took that to heart. I had a college professor who said to me, "Did you ever think about covering politics?" And I'm somebody has always been incredibly curious. I've got a million questions about everything that's going on, and it just seemed to fit. My first producer said to me, "Nobody cares what Judy Woodruff thinks. You're to go out, gather the facts, gather the story, come back, write it, put it together, and tell the public what you've learned." That's been drummed into me from the beginning of my career 5 decades ago, and it's what I've practiced ever since.
Judy.
Mr. President, how concerned are you?
Judy was the White House correspondent for NBC News, at CNN for many years, and at the PBS NewsHour, just a brilliant, top-notch journalist.
One thing she brought that is so hard to find is the ability to cultivate trust with audiences.
We're still asking the question, who is he? What is he?
Well, who's asking the question? Have you gone to?
Judy fearlessly asked tough questions and was impartial no matter who she was talking to.
People say, well, how in the world is he going to do that? And the stimulus package of over $200 billion, infrastructure,
See, that's what makes it tougher.
No one does a more tenacious interview than Judy Woodruff.
Judy's questions always seem to be the most revealing, the most straightforward, the most needed in the room.
On this, the first night of the new PBS NewsHour, we have a lot of news for you.
Judy's journalism is what kept the NewsHour the most trusted and credible brand in American news today. Her leadership is what guided the team through the devastating loss of Gwen Ifill.
She and Gwen Ifill were the first women to co-anchor a nightly newscast.
It was a remarkable thing for me to be able to work side by side with Gwen, who blazed trails of her own to achieve the height that she did in American journalism, print and television. We kind of made history.
Women like me would not be here today if it weren't for Judy Woodruff.
Judy's path in this industry began when women were dismissed openly and overtly as journalists.
Political reporting was men's work, but she carved a path for herself. She's paved the way for generations of women journalists, inspiring and mentoring so many who have now come behind her.
The walls that Judy helped to tear down, the doors that she shoved open, the many years she persevered, all of that made it possible for entire generations of journalists, including me, to follow. And that is real leadership.
For all of Judy's professional achievements, she also is an example of how to show up to the workplace with grace, demonstrate a willingness to support others, and always have a firm devotion to doing what's right.
I think what I admire most about Judy is how true to herself she is. She is exactly the same person on camera as she is off.
Thank you. Please stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
It is such a rare thing to work with someone who is a legend in her own right, universally respected and admired and beloved, but who is such a generous spirit.
She's been on the board of the Carnegie Foundation, the Duke Foundation. She's done incredible work for people with disabilities after a terrible injury to her son, Jeffrey. Judy Woodruff is a great public citizen.
No one deserves the Fred Dressler Leadership Award more than Judy.
She's the conscience and heart of our work in journalism, and she so beautifully represents all that we in public media aspire to be.
Judy Woodruff is the best of us.
Congratulations, Judy.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Judy. You deserve this.
Thank you for leading the way, and congratulations on this well-deserved recognition.
You have become really an icon in American broadcast journalism.
I am so proud to be both your colleague, but most importantly, your friend.
And I'm so grateful to you for the many ways in which you lead.
To me, leadership means setting an example. It means that your values are the values that others look up to, and that you will stand up for the people who work with you, and to make sure they have the same opportunities that you had. If there's one thing that I would hope would be a message from my career, it is that we cannot have a strong democracy unless we have a strong, robust, and free press in America. That's been my mantra from the beginning and right to this minute.